Hello guys, this is Felipe Coelho with iMusicAcademy, bringing to you another lesson. And today I have chosen a very important subject, I find, which is the melodic minor scale and all the 7 chords that come along with it that you get to build by stacking each scale degree on thirds, stacking thirds. So with every scale you can do this, and it's a very important process so that you can fully understand the possibilities of each scale. Of course, as you know, there's the natural scale and all its 7 modes, the harmonic minor, the melodic minor, and harmonic major. It's also a very interesting scale, which is basically a major scale with a flat 6. And the reason why it's called harmonic is because it has that minor third, which is found between the flat 6 and the major 7. But that's not really the main point here. The main point is the melodic minor scale and all the 7 chords that come with it. The melodic minor scale is basically a minor scale with a major 6 and a major 7. So you have this kind of sound. What's very interesting and useful about the melodic minor scale is that it offers each type of chord. Let's say there's 4 types of chord: minor, major, dominant, and half-diminished. For each one of these chords, the melodic minor scale offers you a new color tone that the natural scale didn't. And this color tone takes the sound of the chord just one step towards outsideness, but not yet being outside, still being an inside sound, but just very colorful. So let's go through. I'm going to show you each of these 4 chords, and then I'm going to go back and explain each one of the 7 modes. So from the point of view of these 4 chords, let's first talk about the minor chord. The melodic minor scale offers 2 tones for the minor chord as colors. The first one is the major 6 and then the major 7. So that being said, you should use as just a tip or part of the lesson, every time you're playing a minor chord, you can embellish it with the major 7 and the major 6. So here's a voicing that you can use. Of course, this is a 7-string guitar. You may ignore the 7th string and just look at the 6 others. And this is an alternative voicing for the melodic minor chord. You have the 6 here and the 7th here. Another voicing, which is actually the same distribution of notes, the same voicing of notes, just on the guitar it has different ways to play it. Here's with the root on the 6th string and the root on the 5th string. So you get this kind of sound. Now the second mode, I was speaking about the 4 types of chords. This is the first type of chord, the minor chord, and that's the alternative that you get on the melodic minor scale. Let's say the second type of chord is one of the most common chords we know, the major 7th chord. Here I'm playing with a major 9th, or this voicing is very common. So what does the melodic minor scale offer for us for this chord? Basically, you have the sharp 5 as an alternative color, and the chord sounds just a little bit more outside, but not yet outside completely. This mode, which is called the major sharp 5, is found on the 3rd scale degree of the melodic minor. So in case of a melodic minor, you will see it on the 3rd, coming off of C. So the scale that would go with it is a major scale, a Lydian scale actually, sharp 4, and then the sharp 5. So here's the scale. So then the next type of chord that we spoke is the dominant chord. And for the dominant chord, you actually have 3 different alternatives that the melodic minor offers you. The main one, the most important one that we see used most often in jazz is the altered scale. The altered scale happens on the 7th scale degree. So if you're coming from the A melodic minor, the altered scale will be found on G sharp. The other name of the altered scale is the Superlocrian scale, and that name to me makes more sense because the Locrian mode is when you have flattened chord tones and scale degrees. The Locrian mode has a flat 9, a flat 3rd, a flat 6, and a flat 5. I think I already said that. Tonic, flat 9, flat 3rd, flat 5, and flat 6. The Superlocrian mode would be the same thing, and you have also a flat 4. And it is that flat 4 that is understood as the major third when you speak of altered scale. Because the altered scale is actually a dominant scale with all the options altered. So the options would be 9, it happens as a flat 9 and sharp 9. The 5th, instead of perfect 5th, happens as a flat 5th and a sharp 5. So you learn in school that the altered scale is a dominant chord, and it fits in a dominant chord, but it's actually a Superlocrian mode where the flat 4 happens to coincide with the major third. But really it is a minor scale with a flat 4. So the 7th mode here, where you have the altered, you can have many different options of voicing use. If you can fit all of them, all the color tones will work. But on the guitar, it's a little more limited, as you know. So we have to distribute. You can use, for example, a sharp 5 and a flat 9, or a sharp 5 and a sharp 9. Here the same with a flat 4, sharp 4 I mean. So sharp 4 and flat 9, and sharp 4 and sharp 9. Another voicing, yet. I like this one because it has the flat 9 and sharp 4. Again, you can use the 3rd right here if you want, and then it may. So that's the altered scale. The other type of dominant that happens in the melodic minor is the 4th mode. The 4th mode is basically your Lydian dominant. So if you're on A minor scale, it happens on D dominant. So you're going to have dominant sharp 4. That's the scale. So you're going to have this type of sound. The next mode is another dominant. The 3rd type of dominant you have is a dominant with a flat 6 and a natural 9. So that's to me, a very beautiful sound. To me, it sounds sort of biblical in a sense of what's ancient. To me, this sound may have been used in soundtracks of biblical movies, or movies that happened before, or eras that happened before Christ, like the Egyptian and Moses and the Red Sea and such. That's just a personal impression. So you have this type of chord right here. So the last type of chord, we've spoken about minor, major 7, dominant, and now the half-diminished. The half-diminished chord from the melodic minor scale happens with a natural 9, and it happens on the 6th mode. So if you're on A minor, it will happen on F sharp. So you're going to have F sharp half-diminished, but with a natural 9. To me, very bright and beautiful coloring of the half-diminished chord. The scale then happens this is a nice voicing here. It doesn't have a third though, but it still brings out the brightness of this mode here by showing you the flat 5 and the natural 9 together. Another one that you may use is this one. I'm playing without the root, but it offers you on F sharp the flat 5, the root, but on the upper octave, the 4th, the 7th, and the natural 9. Now I'd like to speak of these modes, but on a sequence from by scale degree on the melodic minor scale, so you have another view of how it happens. So let's use a different mode this time, a different tone. Let's begin from C. So we have C melodic. Here's the chord. It's a nice voicing with the 4th on the top. You may add the 6th here. I'm in C minor playing the A note. The second mode is the Dorian with a flat 9, which I don't believe I mentioned before, but it's very beautiful mode. This mode actually, in my opinion, it happens if you use it as a pentatonic scale and you omit the 3rd, because the 4th, that sus sound to me, brings out the sound of this mode a little more. There it is. Because if I put a 3rd, a minor 3rd, to me that color, sort of that tone gets in the way of the sound of this mode. But that's again a personal take. So continuing, the 3rd mode is E flat. This is the major with a sharp 5. So here is the sound. The sharp 5, which I'm not playing, could be right here. The 4th mode is F natural with a dominant chord with a sharp 11. So you have and then the 6th mode, still in the key of C melodic minor. The 6th mode, sorry, the 5th would be G, and it would be the G dominant with a flat 6, yet having a natural 9. So we got that sound again, which to me is very movie score like, because it has a lot of emotion. It seems to tell a story. And then we have the 6th mode, which is the half-diminished chord. In the case of C, it happens on A. So we have that natural 9, which I find very beautiful. The scale would be I don't like to see scales as shapes that are predetermined, because I prefer to think of the guitar as basically a web of all the possible intervals that you can have. So when I think about a scale, I only think about the interval grouping. But what's going to happen finger-wise is, to me, is always open. to however, you know, however you feel at the moment. If you want to use more the tone of the strings that are bassier, the lower strings, you may finger a scale so that you can just stay there. For example, if I'm going to do a C melodic minor, you could start here on F, the fourth, and play the scale, but in a way that you use more than 3 notes per string, so you explore more of a certain area of the guitar. And same thing for the treble strings. So here, when I'm thinking about the 6th mode, which is the half-diminished, I'm really only thinking about the tones that are offered by this scale, and those are tonic, major 9, flat 3rd, natural, perfect 4th, flat 5, flat 6, and minor 7th. So the tone that comes out the most is the natural 9, which is the difference from the natural Locrian mode, which had a flat 9. And then the last mode is the altered scale. Here in this case happening in B natural. So then the altered scale is, again, as I explained before, is the dominant chord with the most amount of alterations. Basically, we have the skeleton of that dominant chord, which is tonic 3rd and 7th. And all the rest of the notes have an alteration, either flat or sharp. So it's a nice chord for you to build tension on a cadence where it's a strong point of the music. Or even in the middle, any type of dominant chord, you may experiment to see if those colors suit your ears. And that's really what I just said. Experimentation, to me, in my personal take on music, is one of the most valuable and constructive paths or angles to approach music with.